what is it that y'all are aware of about candle magic? Like what level you on with it? How many consider yourself like burning candles in a way of just holding thoughts and releasing energy? Do y'all know what I mean by that? We could do it by a raise of hand. If it's a level like that where you burning them to change the mood, um, holding thoughts, meditate into them. Some people burning candles on that level. Okay, raise your hand. How many of y'all is doing hoodoo, where you're doing burning candles to bring or repel, bring in energy or take energy out? How many of y'all on that level setting it up? Okay. How many of y'all in a way like ceremonial, like you know how to build a boveda, a bovia, or you know how to make an altar, a proper altar in a certain technique through a certain tradition, and you could work a table. How many of y'all know in that way? Okay. So I'm gonna give you some tips and tricks, and I'm just gonna record the beginning of this audio for class, for information, just for people that missed the class, and then we're gonna get into some actual techniques that we'll just keep privately amongst ourselves. I just want to give you some of the basic concepts of, the tradition of candle magic, right, and where it comes from, right. I want to give it to you. It's a rich tradition of thousands of years. From a practical source of light, candles have evolved from an art of symbol and creation throughout a journey of ancient necessity, and it reflects these modern, evolved meanings of how we using them. It starts to get elaborate. Okay, so it's just like it's a form of a European culture too. It goes back before the Europeans, but they really got it more into the ceremonial type magic. You could go back to the Hindus using candles. Remember how we talked about using candles as rituals, as far as like meditating and doing different things like that. We spoke about that, right? Okay, I'm about to read a couple of things to y'all. In many cultures, candles is just more like an aesthetic addition to illuminate a dark room, or like festivals, meditative, little resources. We use them in celebration for the fragrance, but really it's a emotional history. Sometimes we do the birthday candles, but it's like really learning how to use the energy for celebration, prayer, relaxation, and honoring our traditions that we basically have throughout our lives. That's how we see candles and how we operate them. But candles go deeper into ritualistically lighting candles. Like it gets deeper, okay? Or coming and beginning to communicate with spirits and working with the divine. Think of it like that. So in certain traditions, you lighting a candle, like in hoodoo, could be for the up or down. It's the polarity to that with people. But in whereas in like Christianity, they using it for a symbolism, or Hindus is using it in involved the rituals of devoting and dispelling darkness. Buddhism is the meditation, the releasing of ignorance, these different things like that. So besides it just having this authentic ambiance to change in the atmosphere, it also has this emotional and sensory detox and releasing this energy from you. So let's think about candles throughout the ages of what candles in the Middle Ages, they was beeswax. Now, I don't know how many of y'all work with beeswax candles. Beeswax is a brighter, cleaner burn. They hold more of a ceremonial significance. The ancient civilizations, the earliest candles was used by Egyptians and Romans for spiritual rituals. It's a European influence on magic. Okay. So then we had this industrial revolution where it was a mass production of candles And they started being used in the house for religious purposes, you know, therapeutic functions, decorative. Okay. So a primitive luminance is like early civilization using candles as light sources, carving them out for like beeswax and things. And a religious resonance is like roles in religious ceremonies, self-explanatory, spiritual quests. And then it becomes artistic because now we have all these different emotions. So you could light candles for like remembrance, love, evolution of your soul, recognizing the duality in your existence. Okay. It also can get into like a very ritualistic, okay, to where basically you're using candles to influence reality, whole thoughts become things, words are alive, and changing that energy around. So let's get into um some other occult information involving advanced candle magic, okay? Some people think the idea of magic is practical as it comes, but magic is an exercise basically that influences over one's environment when you use them with candles. Remember, I told y'all all the time it just holds thoughts. So, magic is also properly concerned with spiritual growth and psychological transformation. Even the spirit life must be rest firmly on material foundation. So the material world and psychic are intertwined. In this very fact, it establishes this magical link that the psychic can easily influence the material as vice versa. Magic can and should be used in one's daily life for better living. Each of us has been given mind, body, and surely we are under spiritual obligations to make full uses of magical gifts and these wonders, okay? So the mind body work together, and the magic is simply the extension of this interaction into dimensions beyond the limits of normally conceived things. And this is why we commonly talk of super normal in the connection of the domain of magic. The body is alive, and all life is an expression of the divine, and there is God power in the body and the earth. And just as there is mind and spirit with love and will, we use mind to link the aspects of divinity together to bring about change. With magic, we increase the flow of divinity in our lives and the world around us, and we add the beauty of all of it to the work and nature. We must work in harmony with the laws of nature and of your own psyche, and magic is the flowering of this human potential. Practical magic is the concern of the craft of living well and in harmony with nature and with magic of earth, and in the things of earth, and in the seasons, and in the things that we make in the mind. And that is a word from the Arthur Raymond, Lord Raymond Buckland. He is the father of modern day witchcraft. And we're going to also talk about uh, just noticing how to do certain techniques. I'm going to give you a couple of them before I get out of this information. So, like, let's go over a couple techniques, just giving y'all that basics. Now y'all know how you're using it. Now you thinking of using it in a different way since you learned about it in that way to make you think differently. Like, damn, I could just be using this to give you the energy to have motivation to fill out your fucking resume. You could be burning a candle while you're doing that. Like, one of the oldest forms of communicating with spirit is having out a glass of water and a little white candle sitting there in a meditative way. That's one of the oldest forms of talking to spirits. Okay, it don't gotta be fancy. You don't gotta know elaborately how to do it. It's just simple ways. Creating your own mind as like the inner candle, the inner altar, the light of your mind, being able to hold thoughts for more than 17 seconds. Does that make sense? Um these is cultural and traditional ways. Okay. Knowing what colors represents with the candles, if you're not using the beeswax, I always tell people the colors basically go off of what you feel. So red for some people could be love, sensuality, sexuality. I look at it as revenge, rage, bloodbath. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to be a witch to do magic. People of all religions is doing magic, whether they believe it or not. They're doing some form of ceremonial magic and candle burning, okay? Magic is making things happen that you want to create in your own reality by using words and actions and physical things that correlate with the energy that you bringing in. Okay, so sometimes you could use it if your energy and your will is strong to manifest certain things. The great Aleister Crowley, the occultist, says the science of art of causing change to occur in conformity with the will. You gotta learn how to use your will. So I always would say, as above, so below, as within, so without, flows the power and the manifestation of my will. My thoughts become things, my words are alive. I am resilient. I'm manifesting this energy with this candle, or we gonna hold this thought. Okay, some people they didn't even know basics of how to dress and prepare candles. How many of y'all know if I was to tell y'all how to dress a candle, you would know what I was talking about? Because I know some of y'all are advanced. Raise your hand. Do you know what I mean when I say dressing a candle? Okay. Ladies, teach Mr. Redman about what it is. Anybody that want to go to tell Mr. Redman how will he go about dressing the candle? Because it seems like everybody else knew, but we're gonna fill him in. And then I'm gonna clarify if anybody wanted to go and tell them y'all's explanation, because you might get different ways. Okay, everybody go about it different ways. So who want to go besides me? Uh,
Well, when you say dressing a candle, I think about cleansing it. I think
okay.
about what particular oils, like for instance, dressing. If I took a red candle and I wanted to use it for love, I may put some oils of poppy chulo or oil in it, a herb that deals with love to go with the candle to activate the passion. And then it's things that you could do to the wick. It's certain ways you rub the candle. Well, if you want something coming to you, you rubbing it up with like herbs or oils. If you want something to go away from you, you rubbing it down. You can dress it with different scents, different types of oil. Um, that's what I think of when I hear about dressing a candle.
People dress candles in different ways, but it's all about what you add on the candle. You should always cleanse your implements and anything that you're doing in the ritualistic setting that you're doing it in. So, for example, if I'm practicing Wicca, I'm cleansing with some salt water, maybe, right? If I'm practicing a hoodoo, I might have tobacco smoke or Florida water. You see what I'm saying? Holy, just whatever system you doing it in, because candle burning is for all systems. Everybody burning them, right? We just explained that. So and some people will tell you to dress up to send out and dress down to bring in. Opposite way. It just based off of what you feel. Just like how she said, if I had a red candle, I'd be dressing it for romance. You see how she said that? And I told you the red candle for me was what? Revenge, right? Anger, right? For me. Okay. So you see how it's based off of how you feel or what the energy is. Somebody else will tell you to dress it in a different way. If you programming the candle, programming it could be carving what it is that you want in the candle, so you don't gotta hold that thought. Okay. You also can put powders on your wicks to stop spirits from fucking with your candles when you burn them. One of them is Vesta powder. Vesta. Write that down. Vesta powder, when you light it on the candle, you just need a little bit. It keeps bad spirits away. It'll pop. I just take an incense, like a frankincense and myrrh, and just light the incense, stick it to the wick of the candle. Also, using water in your candle manifestation brings the energy in faster. Everything in this realm is birthed through water. Does this make sense? Having
Yes.
more properties that correlate what it is that you're trying to do, bringing in, and also using nature in that aspect. Okay. When you, like, say if you doing a money ritual, you doing and it's not really a ritual, you're burning candles to bring in and put you on the frequency of money. So if you just doing it from a level of like what they call chaos magic, where you using your own mind and the elements thereof to manifest, manipulating your mind to that energy, you might have pyrite out, you might have a lodestone out, you might got $2 bills out. You might have put your wallet and shit up there. You never, you know what I'm saying? You might have got the dirt from your ancestor that was rich and put it around the candle. You might have went to the bank and mixed the bank dirt with the bank at your with the dirt from your house. You see what I'm saying? Put it around the candle. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of ways you could have went about it. You could have put, water out from capturing water from like rainfall. You see what I'm saying? Using rainwater to manifest. Like it's all the same thing. Tap water is the rainwater, the river water. It's just filtered through a shitty process of filtering that they allegedly is cleansing it through. So these are certain things, knowing the oils and the powders that correlate with what it is that you're doing and having natural, strong ingredients. Praying for the herbs and the ingredients that you putting on there, getting your hands in the mix that you using. A little bit goes a long way. You don't need a whole bunch of stuff all on them, running down, the candle running. I'm also going to send y'all an interpretation of what the flame should be looking like. What does it mean when it's flickering? I'm going to give y'all all of that because that's a lot to digest. I just really want to get in the tools of this and the different things that y'all not aware about. So cleansing the candle first. Any implements you're doing in any type of ritualistic service, it should be some form of cleansing that you're doing. I recommend if you a candle burning person, salt baths. You want this? You sleepy?
I'm in and out.
Bathing in salt baths is a good way to build your aura. Salt got magnesium in it, which is synthetic melanin. It's building your aura. Okay, salt. Y'all hear people talk about how to remove different forms of magic from yourself when you doing this, or energy, stagnant energy from yourself. I could tell you a lot of ways, but my favorite way when I'm just doing candle burning is beer baths. Go get you a 40 or some beer. I like Heineken. I give a little bit offering to my spirits, and I take some and I'll put it in a bath. Put a white tea light candle at the foot. Put some lemons, a little bit of salt, just like a little bit of salt in the water. Not nothing crazy. And get the beer in the water. Pour it all over myself, and it releases stagnant energy. Coconut baths, coconut water and salt releases stagnant, obsessed energy, evil eye energy. You see what I'm saying? Lemon leaf, cotton leaves, these different things like this cut off psychic debris. Lemongrass. Burning candles while you bathing. Okay. I'll give y'all some rituals at the end of this. I'm not gonna post this on live, but I'm just giving out ideas, and I'm almost at my 20-minute mark. I'm gonna start recording on here. But another technique is using the elements to go in with your ritual. So you might be burning candles to the moon. You feel what I mean? New moon, you coming up with your ideas, what it is that you want to manifest, and you using each step of these moons, of the moon, to correlate what it is with your manifestation. So by the full moon, it should have been came into fruition what it is that you operating with if you focus in that energy. During like one of the third quarter of it, you assessing everything that's not going correctly the way that you want, removing the things that you need to know, bringing in now what you need to know. You see, in the second quarter, you paying attention to what's coming in, you burning candles to speed up your manifestation. One way to speed up your work is take a red candle, dress it with like Van or some type of blessing oil or whatever that you got, and put coffee around it. Coffee clear energy and speed up your manifestation. Put the coffee grounds around it. It'll speed your manifestation up. Using I see it. Quicksilver is another thing. You could get some of that and put it around to speed your manifestation up. If you want to remove stagnant energy from a place that you're doing work in by burning candles, you put sulfur on white candles, blow that energy the fuck out of there. You got to leave a window open and leave that place ventilated to blow that energy up out of there. Put a little bit of Vesta powder on the wick and just put it in the rooms and ventilate it. It'll get spirits and negative energy that people are sending to the crib out. And then once you're done doing that, you discard all of that, get that away from the crib, and then you're burning candles to bring energy in. So for example, you might get a white candle and cleanse it, program whatever words you want to bring in: protection, peace, prosperity, you know what I mean, purpose, divine purpose, you know what I'm saying? Stick it inside of a glass bowl that's cleansed. And I always say when you burn a candle, sidebar, make sure your candles and your spirits have separate utensils and plates outside of what your own stuff is. You don't want to be popping in the cabinet using the same plate you just ate eggs off of to do rituals on. Like I don't. Like, we should be beyond that part of the game, okay? And when you cleansing your items, you should be cleansing them with like vinegar, salt, some kind of spiritual cleansing to remove that stagnant energy up off of them. Whatever it is, your cleansing mechanism is, and then let them dry in the sun or air dry. Using them for the spirits just for that purpose, especially like the plates that you burn candles on, white plates. I'm not a big fond person of using like candle holders. I like white plates. I like to stick my candle inside of plates and perfectly, especially bows, like nicely shaped bows. And I'll use them. I'll put water in it. You could use like holy water, like back to the white candle. So you're going to cleanse it, put your program on there, put your oils on there, or put your herbs on there that you want on there that's for cleansing or open, or you could put your herbs in the water because you're going to put water in the bottom of that bowl. You could use rainwater, holy water. Never get holy water from a store. Always go to the Catholic Church and leave an offering. Let them do a mass for your ancestors. Put the holy water in that bowl that you done wrote the program on that candle. Cleanse, protect, whatever your program is, right? You got the vested powder on the wick. You got the oil for blessing. And you got it dressed from me. I dress from the top down when I want something to come on me because I'm holding this candle. Let me show y'all. I'm holding this candle like this, right? So if this is my wick, and I want something to come to me, I'm dressing it down like this from the top to me. If I wanted to go away, I'm holding it like this, like, and dipping my finger and dressing it away, like, and I'm like, when I like this lit, it's coming out like, you feel me? That's in my mind. And I'm burning the bottom of whatever it is. I'm sticking it inside of that bowl. Now, once I got it dressed, I got my herbs on there for the desire of what it is that I want to manifest. And a little bit goes a long way. You sprinkle it on there. You're going to put the water in the bowl, holy water, rain water, whatever the water is that you needed to do. So, like, say, like, if the candle is to stagnate somebody, I need water from like a man-made little pond lake thing that's stagnant, that ain't nothing flowing to it. Or like a water that you see stagnant on the ground that's muddy. I need water like that because I'm trying to stagnate shit. If I want something to flow, I might get water from the river where the river is like flowing. I want something to flow through. If I want to break curses or snap curses, I'm using rainwater, holy water. You can make your own holy water if you don't fuck with the church, whatever. It's ways to do that. Just by blessing salt with certain prayers. But you put the holy water in there. So when I'm doing the crib, I like to get holy water from the Catholic Church. I get them from several of them. I go leave an offering. Some of my ancestors was Catholic. They was raised Catholic. And I'll have a mass done for them. And I'll leave money, light candles, say their name, leave a little offering for the reverend, you know what I'm saying, the little papal thing, so they can shout out my ancestors' names that was Catholic. I get the water, attend the little mass, bang out. I honor my ancestors. Now, I'm taking that water, putting it in a bowl at the crib. You feel what I'm saying? And then I might put rosebuds in there, like the little buds that come to life. You know what I mean? I might put some of them in there. I might put some, on a hoodoo level, I might put some St. John's wort in there. That's the bush that Jesus bled over. So it takes things that's bad and make it good. You see what I mean? I might put a little alkanet root in there that prevent people from fucking with your money. I might put wahoo in there. That's a native, indigenous herb. Wahoo snap hexes off of shit. I might put some, you putting stuff that's snapping shit. You could go traditional with just hyssop and rue. You know what I mean? It's just based on you, on what your intellect is. You feel what herbs is working for you. I'm going to pray for them herbs. I'm going to, give thanks to the herbs and tell the herbs, this is my will. I'm blowing my breath on the herbs, putting them in the water. But I got them all mixed up to what I'm going to put them in there. And then I'm going to sit there. I'll make sure I'm grounded, I'm cleansed and ready. And that is my area that I'm working in is cleansed and ready. It's incense burning to raise the vibration. Frankincense and myrrh, high John. Depending on what you're doing, whatever it is you're doing. You clearing energy, dragon's blood, copal, okay? You know, you release the negative spirits, you got heavy energy on you, Solomon seal root. You know what I'm saying? You trying to change energy around, Palo Santo, dragon's blood. They got an incense called black magic. I like that. You cutting energy off, lemongrass. It's a cut and clear energy. These is like in a kind of a hoodoo traditional way, to get rid of this energy. These is just thoughts. I'm just putting thoughts in your mind. Okay, you could use a variety of things. I could go on for fucking hours about things that you could put on it. It say you ain't like Cheeto. I ain't got the bread for all that, nigga. Tobacco smoke. You got I bet you got a wood though. You know what I'm saying? Take that tobacco off the wood, burn it, cleanse your products with it, you know, or take one of your woods and you know, like do a shotgun to all your tools, blow your tools down. You know what I mean when I say that? Like light a regular cigar, right? And once you get it lit, you take the cherry and put it in your mouth and blow like a shotgun where the smoke come out the opposite end, right? Don't burn the inside of your mouth, and cleanse all your tools with the thoughts of releasing negative energy. And that tobacco will cleanse the area, cleanse your candles and everything, okay? Now, I thank y'all for tuning in on YouTube. I'm going to end it here. DM me for private classes.